some of the times with this stuff, we can simplify it, and it almost seems like, well, I would never say that because it just devalues all of this great stuff that my company does. But some of the times you can simplify it. And if I heard you correctly, you're going to give them a service contract on their equipment so their people don't have to do it in-house, or they don't have to rely on another service provider to service the equipment, and they can rest assured that the equipment, whether they're using it or not, is ready to go. Did I hear you kind of, am I in the zip code of the problem that you solve?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Like, people just want to know that when they need their forklift, it's working.
So I
loved to take care of it.
I loved the first few sentences that you said, and then you started to lose me, right? The first few sentences, you were perfect on an insight. Man, there is, what's the job title of these people that you're calling?
I'd say fleet managers.
Yeah, okay, fleet manager.
Warehouses.
Hey, my name's Matt with Acme. You and I are connected because I work with all the fleet managers there in Toronto. There is something going on that every fleet manager here I'm assuming you're in Canada. Are you in Canada? You sound like you're in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
BC, Canada.
BC, British Columbia. Okay, by the way, I got to get out there. It's beautiful. There's something that every fleet manager in their BC is having to deal with. Nobody's talking about it. I just wanted to make sure you were aware of it, right? Now, here's the definition of it being, well, I don't know. It's not perfect, but I'm just going to pull it out of my butt. But this is something that's helpful whether they do business with you or not. Yeah, hey, what's going on? Here's what's going on. We still have all this mess with tariffs going on. It's causing this ripple down effect with clients of they're not sure, they're not planning. Now all of a sudden they've got a big order and then no orders, and it's just literally making fleet managers pull their hair out because you don't know if the equipment's going to be used, but it's got to be ready to go at a moment's notice. But then the cost of of having equipment managers there in-house is absolutely through the roof. Salaries have gone up 30-40% in the last couple years, and I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but here's what nobody's talking about. A lot of times those people, they're not showing up to work when you need them the most, and then no orders are coming in, and the next thing you know, the team's got to scramble, and we just don't have the manpower to get things up and running. How are you guys dealing with that, right? And then you just let them complain, right? Oh my gosh, it's tough. I mean, we're working on a shoestring budget, but we got to be right. When you say you're working on a shoestring budget, can you give me a specific example? Right now, don't hang out in that area too long because you haven't told them what you do, and then you can say, the reason why I ask is that's exactly what we specialize in, and why a lot of people in BC have been coming over to us is we can typically lower the total cost of service, but first and foremost, we're going to make sure that equipment is totally maintained and ready to go to where you're not overspending, because our employees are not your employees, right? If they're not working for you, you don't have to pay them to sit around and do nothing, but everything is being made sure to be that thing is ready so that when the markets do change, which they will, right? And you guys are going to be at a moment's notice ready to go full bore, and then we're in this sporadic mode of order, no order, I don't know, you're only buying by the drink for us versus by the bar. Does it make sense for me to put something together for you and walk you through either us taking over everything completely on the maintenance side or a hybrid, right? And now you've got a skillful conversation going. All you've done is just, instead of doing all that in the front end where you're like, we do this, we save you time, we save you money, we'll make sure everything is service top tier, which is a sales pitch that they don't want to hear. You've talked about the problem first. And the problem is, it's a topsy-turvy world. Politics, orders, customer. Here's what nobody's talking about, customer uncertainty, right? These customers are like, I'm not sure, I don't know. And then the minute they make a decision, the whole company has to turn on a dime and over-deliver on that account. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Here's what nobody's talking about. You know who picks up the brunt on that? Fleet manager, right? This is not COVID, where companies would order something and be like, hey, when you can get it, great, right? Like, I understand you guys are stressed. Those days are gone. It's, hey, you trucks needed to be there yesterday. And God forbid something isn't serviced, isn't ready, and you have a piece of equipment that's offline, it throws the whole deal off. And now all of a sudden you have sales, you have operations, everybody's coming down on you as a fleet manager going, this account is vital to us. Why is this equipment not working? Right? And then let them bitch. And here's the cool thing. It's checkmate. Because if they go, never have that problem, right? I've got a great team in-house. We're good. Now you know this probably isn't the hottest prospect in the world, and you can deliver a net outcome statement. That is great to hear, right? I just wanted to make sure you were aware of what's going on. Listen, I will be here. If you ever need to be absolutely positively sure that everything in the fleet is up to speed and ready to go, whether you're using it or not, and you don't want to have to pay for additional resources and talent to be waiting around doing nothing, I'll be here to make sure we can get that set up for you. Fair enough? Right? And then they're like, okay. And they're like, man, he's got a point there, right? Because it's checkmate, right? Like I can't simultaneously have everything ready and keep all these people on payroll if they're not getting things ready. But I can't get rid of them because then things are going to fall out of service. That's how you arrive at that conversation, if that makes sense.
Hey, my name's Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Easton University. It's the most effective sales coaching in the world, and I'm going to give you $300 right now to close more deals. Click the link in my bio or here, and I'm going to give you the closing mini masterclass. I'm covering all the costs for you. You're going to close more deals. You're going to make more money. You're going to have more fun. I'll see you in the closing masterclass.